Hey nerds! This is the Pretty Nerdz podcast. Let's get into it.
Now point your fingers up to the sky and talk through your nose way up high. Spin and dip and jump and cavort and finish it off with a laugh and snort.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Pretty Nerdz podcast. This is your girl Falan DeAnn.
And this is your girl, Nay.
Did y'all get the bad weather yesterday or did it skip y'all?
So we had severe high winds and some heavy rain, but luckily we missed kind of the tornado action and all of that stuff like that. So it was just really crazy winds and rain. What about you?
Yeah, we got a tornado warning. I'm guessing, of course, when you get the warning, it touches down somewhere close. So we did get that, but other than that, it was rain for a little while, but the sun came back out. So yeah, that was pretty much it.
Well, yeah, we didn't get that part. We didn't get no sun back. It was storming all freaking night for a while, and then woke up this morning to tree branches down everywhere, all over the freaking yard, all kind of stuff I gotta go out there and pick up. But nonetheless, today was a pretty day though.
It's cold.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, aside from that, I mean, yeah, it's a pretty day as far as the sun being out and everything like that. So all right, well, we do have a lot to get into in terms of hot topics, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Let's start off with some quick hitters. So it was announced that Bruce Willis is retiring from acting due to being diagnosed with aphasia. I believe that's how you say it. For all of you guys out there who are probably doctors, and stuff like that, if I said it wrong, please correct me in the comments or whatever. But I think it's pronounced aphasia. Basically, it's a one of those neural situations, kind of like dementia, Alzheimer's, where you start losing your cognate function. So writing, speaking, things of that nature. I mean, naturally, he would have to, if he isn't able to speak or anything like that, he would have to retire from acting. So it sucks, that's kind of the way that his career has to end in terms of that. But it's beautiful the way his family is kind of rallying behind him and supporting him, and that's what it is. Kind of prayers definitely though for their family, because that's a hard I think diagnosis to go through. Anytime you see any type of those diagnoses like Alzheimer's, dementia, things like that, where you start to see those type of regressions neurally, those kind of suck. So just definitely prayers to their family for that.
Yeah, that's sad. Like when I saw that, I was like, oh, and he's like, yeah, that just sucks.
Yeah, most definitely. Also in quick hitters, finally, after a gajillion years and so many times of it being shot down, we saw the Anti-Lynching Law was passed by and officially signed by Joe Biden. So it has been passed into law. It is now illegal to lynch somebody. It's considered a hate crime if you lynch someone in the United States. Long time overdue. Should have been happened, honestly. That is incredible.
One of those things I saw, people why did it take Joe Biden so long? I'm like, no, nigga, why did it take Congress so long? I'm like, it just so happened to happen while he was in office. This bill has been on the floor several times. This is not the first time it came up. So, yeah.
This is just the first time we were able to actually get it passed.
Right. Mm-hmm. And absolutely. Get a president to sign it to make it a federal law.
Right. Exactly. Speaking of staying kind of in the political realm, California is the first state to announce that they will be paying reparations to Black folks. They did put some stipulations, obviously, behind it. To me, the stipulations made sense. I know I saw some people that were being weird about it or whatever like that. But I mean, the stipulations made sense. You essentially have to prove that you have some tied to chattel slavery or that your family was here before.
It's the 19th century. So I feel like that's a good time period where it's not too far back where it's I don't fucking know. And it's not like too soon where it's like, oh, it's just gonna include everybody and be like, I feel like it should be a cutoff. Like, I'm not gonna lie about that.
Yeah. I think that I like that it's important that they also stipulated that there has to be proof of ties to slavery, because that way you make sure that the reparations are going to African American families that actually were faced with slavery, because we do have a lot of Black immigrants that have migrated to the United States, and I don't feel like it's the US's responsibility to pay those reparations. Like we see, if they come from Caribbean countries, I feel like the countries that held them or had slavery over them, i.e. in Jamaica, we see them going through this situation with the British Royal Crown and them wanting reparations from Britain. I feel like that makes more sense. You know what I mean? Like they should receive reparations from the countries that they were enslaved by.
Yeah. And I definitely agree. And I feel like this might be, I don't know if it's like selfish, but it's like they kind of dilutes the pool. You know what I'm saying? Like not taking away from slavery anywhere else. And I always think like there's like a race to be like, oh, we were more, oppressed, or this was worse here. Like even with my spouse, he was like, Jamaica had it bad. And I'm like, bro, like I'm not gonna compare, but I'm like, what? I'm like, we all had it bad. I don't think it's anything to compare or compete for. But like, just getting back on the subject, I totally agree with what you're saying. Like, listen, get y'all money from the Queen, but it also makes it interesting as well for Black Americans. It's so many people that's complicit. Like, I feel like we do money from the Queen and France as well. See what I'm saying? So
like everybody
just run us out. And Spain, like you forget, like So I feel like,
that is true, because a lot of them who came in, who conquered certain territories before, obviously we became the official United States, they used to hold slaves as well. The French, because obviously we know just from the roots of places like New Orleans, you're right, there definitely are some folks over there in Europe who might owe some reparations. I don't think we'll ever see that, but I think we do have, hopefully with this passing in California, maybe that will kind of bring the subject back up and we can start seeing some reparations. I fully feel like, especially down south don't got no excuse. I think it'll be the hardest battle, but the southern states have no fucking excuse. We should absolutely get fucking reparations from the South.
But they
whole South was built on slaves.
Question as well, when you like New Orleans, that would be interesting to see, because my mother's side does go back to like, the French name and all it. So it's gonna be like, I don't know.
It's a lot. That's what I'm saying. It's so it's the slavery that took place is so fucking complex, because it occurred during the building of a complete new nation. You know what I'm saying? It was during the building of, we essentially helped build the United States of America to what it was. So through the revolution, through all, you know what I'm saying, through all of that type of shit. So I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's definitely complex.
Yeah. Because, that's going to be, I don't know how that would happen. Now it's like my wheels are turning in my head. It's like, okay, well, if you prove and go back that far and it's like, oh, it's from France, you don't get anything from America, be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that would be fucked up. That's what I'm saying. So it's a lot to be studied. I'll admit that. And I feel like it should have been, as much as we have been talking about reparations, there should be tons of thousands of studies to be completed. Like I said, especially in the fucking South. The South, to me, has no legs to stand on. None. You know what I'm saying? Every Southern state was built on the backs of Black people, period. So they have no legs to fucking stand on. And they committed the most egregious errors against Black people, even into if we go into the Jim Crow era. So I'm just saying, they ain't got no fucking excuses. But nonetheless, hopefully, once this California situation gets to rolling, we'll see how that all pans out, and hopefully it'll start spreading. Because I definitely hope that in my lifetime I will see Black people get reparations. I'm hoping. That's one of the things that I hope for. That's all that we got for quick hitters. Let's go ahead and jump into the mess. Let's save, because I feel like there's a lot to unpack with the Oscars. So let's start with this Blac Chyna mess. Sis just, wow. She decided to get on the internet talking about how she had to sell 3 of her cars because she is a single mom. She isn't getting any help, no child support, etc., etc. And then, baby daddies decided to link up and put her on blast, essentially let it be known that why should they pay child support? Because they pay their full, over 40, what Rob said, 37, Tyga said 40K in children education expenses. They pay all their hospital bills, and the kids are with them. With Rob, it's Tuesday through Saturday, and then with Tyga, his son, he says he has his son Monday through Saturday or something like that. Mm-hmm. So essentially, she only got her babies Sunday. I don't.
Both of them on one day a week, and then rotated off the other day. I can't.
Listen, she should have kept that one in the drafts.
Yeah. Yep. She really should have. And it's like I was raised by a single parent, and it's just like, when I read that, like, girl, don't do that. And I'm like, first of all, you are a single woman with children. You're not a single mother. Single mother implies that you out here doing it, especially with your statements, like you out here doing it alone. You're not. And then your argument of you doing it alone is, I had to sell 3 of my cars. Be like, ma'am, it's women out here, and I'm not making fun of it, but it's women out here literally selling their bodies to make sure that their children have. And you talking about 3 fucking cars.
Thanks.
Like, girl, shut the fuck up. Flat out, just like, I ain't get that. I was like, Chyna, girl, come on, don't do that. And then when you hear like, oh, I take care of their medical expenses, schooling, and then you only get them once or twice a week, you need to be paying these people child support. I see why they pay it, because it's like, okay, it got to get done, and you find you some work. Go back to school or something, but don't get on the internet talking about you had to sell 3 of your cars because you're a single parent.
Yeah, exactly. Not only that, I'm just like, shit, go to Amber Rose and fully went to doing OnlyFans. Like, that's her thing now. So, like, I get that your popularity has waned, but shit, you can still make some money off of OnlyFans. Go back to that hell. Go back to stripping. You still pretty as fuck. Go back to stripping if that's what you need to do, but don't get on the internet talking about I gotta sell fucking car. So what? Sell your fucking 3 car. You probably got 3 or 4 more. Like, shut that shit up.
That's why I'm trying. I'm like, you had to sell 3. So how many you got? Because if you got 1 left, you got a car.
X.
Congratulations. Like, you got a car. And I'm pretty sure you probably kept a Rolls Royce or a Benz truck or something. It ain't like you was keeping a 1993 Mazda or something. Like, girl, stop.
Exactly. It just did not go the way she thought it was gonna go. That's all I'm gonna say.
But I wonder why she tweeted to be like, you didn't. That's how I feel like people are so far away from fucking reality. Like, why did you even tweet it?
Right.
Like, I would have been like, nah, this ain't even a battle to even be fighting. Like,
right. Completely set herself up to be embarrassed. Because baby, all she did was get exposed as a weekend parent shit. Because that's all she is, a weekend parent.
Thanks. Like, child, you just have, it's like them kids come to visit you in jail. They got 1 day a week. do their visitations. And I'm pretty sure you probably had club appearances on the weekend. So it's like,
Yeah.
are they
Exactly.
even getting all your time when they're there? Like, okay, girl.
Yeah. Lesson to all y'all out there. Sometimes keep some shit in the draft. Just keep it to yourself.
Right. There you go. Let it fly.
All right. So we're gonna move into some more kind of messy co-parenting drama. Some shit that honestly should have not even been on the internet, but it is there. It's all over all the blogs. So we're gonna talk about it. I don't want to spend too much time on it because I just feel like we just being too, because like it's just one of those situations where you feel like shit. We shouldn't even be privy to this information. But nonetheless, G Harbo, his child's mother, Ari, and his other child mother and fiance, or either girlfriend, I'm not sure, Tiana, they all are kind of all on the internet right now. Essentially, it started out with G Harbo. He made a video because his fan, I don't know if it was his fans, but internet trolls was coming at him saying that he must be neglecting his baby or neglecting his son because of a video Ari posted where his son was completely upset when she said that she was pregnant, even though she isn't actually pregnant. People accused him of mistreating his son because of that. He responded to it saying that's not the case. He don't put, his son isn't less than any of his other kids, blah, blah, blah. That caused Ari to jump in, and she essentially accused the girlfriend, Tiana, of abusing her son. Then Tiana said, I've let you say a lot of things about me, but I'm not going to be called a child abuser. To which she responded again. She started playing videos, or I don't know if she played. I'll be honest, I didn't listen to the lives and stuff like that because, like I said, I didn't feel like that's knowledge I should have been privy of. I just kind of read through the whatever the little blurbs that the blogs post. But I guess he in the video, maybe there was clips or something of the kid saying that she was mean to him, or I don't know, but it just got real nasty real quick. What are your thoughts?
It's one of those things where I feel totally like you, like, bro, y'all should have got a mediator, something other than social media. And I mean, not saying that I understand because I wouldn't have done it. Like, fuck what you saying about me. I know my relationship with my child. I didn't listen to her whole live. What I took from the little snippets that I did hear, you know how children be like, I hate you, but it's like they don't know the weight of their words at this point. It's just like, you told me no, so I don't like that you told me no.
Yeah.
And that's what I get, because like one of the recordings, he was like, you said you didn't like that. And he was like, I didn't because you didn't let me watch. And it was some show he didn't let him watch. And you was watching blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, I feel like when it came down to that, and then she was like, well, she didn't hit him necessarily. They were pillow fighting or fighting. Somebody threw a pillow, he fell and scratched his face. I'm like, yo, bro, y'all gotta chill. Like, if it was serious child abuse, you wouldn't be on live. You would be talking to an investigator right now. That's my whole issue with it. It's like, if it was serious child abuse and you putting your child first, why not press charges? And I think it's a serious allegation or assumption to make, to put that jacket on somebody's back that, oh, you abused my child. Like, I feel like if you're going to do that, especially on social media, you got to come with it. And I feel like Ari is setting herself up for a lawsuit. Like, I'm just being flat out honest. Like, feel like she's setting herself up for a lawsuit because what proof? Him saying, oh, she mean, but like, I mean, kids say that. My nephew called me mean because I told him, let's go to bed. And he loves me, but he called me mean in that moment because that's what he perceived. I can't knock it. He's a child. He's entitled to his feelings.
Right.
And I was like, and then the I feel like it may Slick be a little coaching or something that he heard and he's feeding out that energy because she did say, I don't like her and I've never liked her. Kids are not fools.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't. It's unfortunate because it's like they have siblings. So or they are siblings. So it's like, I don't know. It just sucks.
Yeah.
But,
I actually feel similar to you though, in that I fully think that she is set, like you said, she's gonna setting herself up for a lawsuit. I know I'm not gonna front on you. If it was me, if I was the Tiana girl, I'm filing a suit because you're not gonna accuse me of abusing no child. Cause like you said, that's some shit that live forever. You know what I'm saying? And plus you did it on the internet, you know what I'm saying, where people can completely run with that. I'm like Cardi B ass was with Tasha K. I'm pulling your fucking card and I am filing a libel and defamation suit because you're not gonna just accuse me of, because like you said, that shit impacts everything. Like that could impact if she wanted to do like a future career.
and she had her own children.
Exactly. That could have DCS coming to investigate me about my fucking kids. No, I'm filing suit. But I doubt she'll do it because I guess she'll feel like it may complicate her relationship with her. But at this point, the girl already said she don't fuck with you. She don't care. Like she really has no kind of, I guess she has no, I can't think of the word right now that my mind is thinking. She doesn't want at any point or any time to try to be like have a good standing amongst the two of y'all, you know, as mothers, as essentially people who are going to be in each other's lives. As long as obviously Herb and the girl's relationship stays the way it is, they don't, you know what I'm saying? They're going to have to interact if her and Herb stay together. Obviously, if they don't stay together, then you ain't got to interact with the girl. But if they end up being together forever, like your kid gonna be there unless you take custody and don't ever allow him to see his son. So I don't know.
Yeah. It's just, I hate situations like that where, and I know people like, well, Ari said, you know, and he's saying blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know. Like I'm always, you know, if a child come and say, hey, you know, blah, blah, did this. I feel like, you know, people like, oh, children be honest, but you got to ask very pointed questions with them. I like, that's the reason why, you know, when they go into rooms of victims, they make sure like, okay, this is what happened. This is your understanding of what happened, to make sure that it all adds up. And you just saying, oh, she hit you. Yeah, she hit me. And be like, okay. And even when people in the comments like kids don't lie, I'm like, what kids y'all get? Because they might not get it, but they not. I'm like, you could be standing there and be like, did you eat that cookie? No, bro, you get Oreo crumbs right around your mouth. You lying.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay.
Exactly. Kids, like you said, kids don't fully understand the scope, especially at that age. They don't understand the scope of what they're saying. So if he came to you and be like you said, oh, she hit me, so it could have been you know what I'm saying? You got to go with follow-up questions. Were you doing something you weren't supposed to? What type of hit was it? Was it a pop on the butt? Was it maybe you was trying to touch the stove and she quickly grabbed you or something? You know what I'm saying? There's questions that have to be asked in that situation. And like you said, I fully believe that kids feel energy. And if he's your son and he seems to be he clearly is a mama's boy, because with the way he reacted, how upset he was about you having another child. That's another thing. Like that, to me, that video didn't warrant y'all to attack him and say his father was neglecting him. That simply what, to me, gave off, I'm my mama's only child. I don't want you having no other baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But my thing is that if he's an only child and he knows his mama don't like that girl, he don't fuck with her, then he probably don't want to fuck with her either.
Right.
So,
and then he's like, that's what I understand when people like. I'm like, and he said he wanted to shoot the girl. Like,
yeah,
that should let you know he doesn't understand the weight of his words.
exactly.
So I would have definitely been asking more questions like, so how did she hit you? And then he was like, well, she hit me with a pillow. Well, were y'all playing or was it serious? Like, it could have been a pillow fight.
Exactly. It just, I mean, I think that she's just more inclined to, because she don't fuck with the girl, she want to take whatever she can. Oh, nah, fuck. There's no, you know what I'm saying? There's no, she ain't gonna be logical reason. Anything negative that her son say in regards to her, no, that's why you can't see my kid, blah, blah, blah. Yep. That's what it is. Exactly. Nonetheless, they need to go to family fucking court because I'm not gonna lie to you. If I was in an old girl situation, you're not gonna be on nobody's internet talking about I abuse kids. We're not going through that. I'm filing suit. I don't give a fuck who you are.
Right, baby mama or not.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so that leads us to probably the biggest story that took place this weekend was the Oscars. Obviously, we know there was drama around the Oscars, but I want to kind of start with the good things. Coda, it won for Best Picture, the first movie from a streaming service to win for Best Picture. Also, the story, is most of the actors, people involved with it were deaf. So it was the first time that we actually saw a deaf actor win for Best Supporting Actor. So it was such a beautiful moment when they all came up on stage and everybody, was doing the symbol for congratulations for clapping because obviously they can't hear. So they did the hand. Like, that was a beautiful moment to me that took place there. Also, another really incredible moment for me was Questlove winning for Best Documentary. His speech was beautiful. I was so happy for him. And then I actually saw him because, the Roots are played the band on Jimmy Fallon's show. So when he came back and he did Jimmy Fallon's show and he really got to because obviously his moment was kind of overshadowed and stolen from him. But he really, when he got on Jimmy Fallon, he really got to kind of bask in it, talk about it. And Jimmy really drove home how hard, how dedicated he had been working on it. And I love that for him. What were some highlights for you?
Definitely Samuel L. Jackson, his win.
I wish they would have televised that, by the way.
I know, because like the embrace between him and Denzel, I didn't watch the whole thing. I did watch Beyonce performance, and of course Meg Thee Stallion. That was pretty much it for me. For her, the good highlights.
And what about fashion-wise? What do you think? Who do you think were some of the best dress?
Oh, I love Meg's dress. That blue looks so pretty on her skin. And of course the fit, I feel like she got a banging body. I like Beyonce in her dress. Oh, and did you see like Blue Ivy? Like, so proud of her. I'm trying to think of who else. Kelly Rowland, like if I was like slim petite, perfect body type, I want to say those are the highlights for me.
Okay. What about your misses?
My who?
Your misses. Like, who did you think was like?
So she was talking, and even if she wasn't talking shit with Zoe Kravitz, it was giving Easter. I didn't like her dress at all. I want to say, it wasn't her first or second dress. It was one of them, like I feel Tiffany Haddish. Mm-hmm. Like one dress did better than the other one. And I don't remember what sequence she wore them in, excuse me. It was like, you should have just kept that one on, but okay. Those were the big misses for me. Yeah, Zoe was like the biggest one for me. I expected more.
Yeah. So for me, fashion-wise, Zendaya looked gorgeous, honey. Like, her and Law just don't be fucking missing, man. Like, he just know how to dress that girl's body. Like, anything she put on, it just put it, and it always looks so put together. Like, from the makeup to the hair to the jewelry. like Law is just the shit. Like I don't think you could even say he the shit, man, because he does it every fucking time. I would say also I thought Lupita looked pretty. That gold. I mean, I just love Black women in like golds and like them greens and yellow. Like, oh, she looked good. Like I liked the color of it. It looked beautiful against her skin. Regina Hall's dress was pretty when she on her right when she arrived. I also liked Vanessa Hudgens. She had on like this gorgeous black dress. Like it was so well tailored and fitted to her body. She looked extremely good, as well as Venus Williams. I know some people didn't like the dress because of the neckline. And you know, obviously she had a little boob slip during the awards, but I thought she looked good. I like the dress. I would have wore it. It wasn't something that I would have even expected from Venus. So that's why I was like, okay, sis, I see you. And also now this one is one that probably people aren't going to expect from me. And I don't know if you guys know who she is, but Lily James. I don't know if you guys don't know who she is, just Google her and Google the dress. Now Falan, you know better. You know me, so you know I am a pink girl. Baby, that beautiful lace pink, like it was like this gorgeous little pink number. Oh, honey, if I was thinner, I would have put that fucking dress on. It was so pretty to me. My misses were sadly Serena. I didn't like Serena's dress. I haven't liked Serena's makeup for a while. I don't know who the fuck is doing Serena's makeup.
The fucking eyebrows.
But not only that, it's not even just the eyebrow. It's like the contour be too heavy. Sometimes the foundation that they choose be too light for her. Like I don't know who the fuck is doing Serena's makeup. They need to be removed. She needs to get a new makeup artist, because I don't know who the fuck is doing her makeup, but the shit be horrible. But I just
didn't harsh.
That's what I'm saying. Right. That's what I mean. Like, and her contour is so severe now. And I'm just like, nah, who the fuck is doing this to our girl? Because like her features, they used to be able to make her features look so much more softer. And I don't know who the fuck, like I said, I don't know who doing her makeup, but she needs to hire a new makeup person, period. And like I said, the dress, I didn't like the fit of it. I felt like, because Serena is thicker, and I felt like the dress itself made her body look bigger than it should have. Like, I didn't like it. I didn't like the fit of it at all. Oh, and I do want to give some shout outs to the guys. I really liked Andrew Garfield. He just looked timeless and classic, really handsome. I also like Timothy, I think it's Chalamet is how you say his last name. I'm not sure. I like that he took some risk. He had his little bird chest out there. Go on, brother. And Questlove looked good too. So salute to them for that. Let me see if there's anything else before we jump into the drama. Okay, nothing else there. So obviously, let's go ahead and jump into this drama of it all. It is literally the slap heard around the world. So Chris Rock was up to present for Best Documentary. He told a joke about Jada Pinkett. It was a G.I. Jane joke. Said that basically he said she looked like she was auditioning for G.I. Jane 2 or some shit like that. I don't know. And then Will Smith then proceeded to walk on the stage, cock his hand back, and pimp slap that motherfucker. And then, to which Chris Rock just stood there in shock. And then Will went back to his seat, screamed some obscenities at Chris, and then Chris moved on, and the show moved on, etc., etc. Obviously, we know during commercial break, that is when Denzel and Bradley Cooper and Tyler Perry went over to speak to Will. Some people said that Denzel also spoke to Chris. I'm not sure. But people who were there, like in the videos, all we saw were Denzel and them talking to Will, but people who were there have come out and said that Denzel actually also went and spoke to Chris about the situation and checked on him and everything like that. Nonetheless, let's get into it. Let's get to the opinions. First, I want to say, what was your start? First, let's do, what was your initial reaction when you saw it? Like, what did you think, like, in terms of that? Then I want to know, what are your thoughts around that, and then what are your thoughts around the whole ceremony and everything like that? Go for it.
I guess I was in the few that didn't think it was staged. I was like, what the fuck? Like, oh wait, what just happened? And I'm not mad at Will. I know people like, that was coward and all that. I'm not mad at him for that, because I was like, I feel like you have to take accountability. Like, I feel, people like Valens is having the answer. He's human. I'm pretty sure probably at this moment, he probably like, well, damn, I could have made a better decision than to do it at that moment. Not saying that he would have not done it. I'm over people like, well, he wouldn't have smacked him if it was a white man. I'm like, y'all must don't know Will Smith, because he smacked a white man before on the red carpet. So I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get why it's being dragged like it is. Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel it's weird. People like Amy Schumer was like, oh, I'm traumatized. Bitch, it didn't even happen to you. Fuck you traumatized for? Y'all ain't never seen nobody get slapped. Like, stop it. Alec Baldwin. Like, bro, you shouldn't even open your mouth. You just killed somebody. And you made several fucking excuses about that. I knew Chris Rock wasn't going to press charges. I'm like, it's a waste of time. And it's just gonna be tied up in court. Like, what's the purpose? And I know people are like, oh, it's just a small joke. I'm like, y'all gotta realize the red table talks is not giving you 100% of these people's lives. And I think so many people get caught up in reality TV that you're saying the whole entire story. We're not. They have been together for over 25 years. What they discuss on red table talks is literally probably not even 10% of their marriage. You know what I'm saying? And I think oh, she got Will by the balls, and this is what she said about their marriage. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they run it by each other before. It seems like no matter the type of relationship they have, whether it's, traditional or not, they have an understanding with each other that, okay, this is how we work, and, this is what works for our marriage and our relationship. I'm like, Will has told us they are not in an open relationship. They're not in open marriage. It ain't been no infidelity. We only know with August Alsina that it was an entanglement. We don't know what type of entanglement it was. We don't know if it was actual sex, dirty text messages. We don't know. We just know entanglement, and we weren't with it. You know what I'm saying? In the grand scheme of things, I feel like and for the Academy to be like, oh, we might, take his award. I feel like this bullshit. He earned it. He had a human moment. I definitely don't think his award should be taken from him. And especially given the history and how many people still have their awards and that have done more egregious things than slap somebody. Like, I saw a clip or a post where they was like, was it Woody Allen, I feel like, was trying to fight a woman. I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like it's just been, at this point, it's played. I want the discussion to be done, to be honest. And like, people, I don't know. I just feel like it's done. Just leave it as what it is at this point and just move on. That's my.
Well, I mean, you're going to get more of the discussion, because they've already said that Will and Jada are going to be doing a red table talk about it. So it ain't going to die down anytime soon.
Like, just let it go. Like, I know y'all want to tell y'all side, but just let it go, please. And for the life of me, I know people like, it's a small joke. Everybody doesn't, it's a small joke to you. And I'm like, we haven't learned anything from Chadwick. We haven't learned anything from Virgil. She just told us she had alopecia. We don't know whether it's reactive or not. We don't know if there's another condition that she's suffering from that may be more severe than just alopecia. We just know that that's what she told us. So I'm like, I can't, like, I've had discussions around that. People like, well, if it was your husband, what would you do? I was like, shit, I don't know. Because I'm like, there's touchy subjects for all of us. And Chris Rock should know how people, and especially Black women, feel about their hair. So I don't know. Mm-hmm. But I really want them to stop. Just leave it alone.
All right. So I would say I was waiting to talk about this subject because I knew we'd kind of be different, have different opinions on this one for once. So I'm excited about it. Well, for me, my initial reaction to it, or my initial response, was like, because I didn't watch it live. So when I just saw the first part where he slapped him, I was like, oh yeah, that was staged. Because I'm just like, man, the joke, what, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, it may have been, now that we kind of know all the stuff around, whatever, like that now that we know it wasn't fake. The joke, like I said, at the moment, it was like, yeah, okay, it was a crappy joke. It wasn't even really funny, but to me, it didn't warrant a slap. So that's why you thought it was just staged, because I'm like, oh, these two being silly, whatever. But then when he went back to his seat and he started actually yelling at that nigga, cursing his ass out, that's when I was like, oh. And then like everybody said, when we saw Lupita face, and she was like, oh shit. And we all know that face too, like, what am I with? Like, am I sitting here at this table like this? And you almost feel like you want to like reach for your phone or something, like you shouldn't be looking, like, oh shit, let me not. So that's when I knew it was real, and I was like, oh, okay, this fool ain't playing, he for real. I will say, so I will say this. I think that Will was wrong in that it robbed, like I said, it robbed Questlove of his moment. I understand he wasn't thinking about that at the time. I get it. But it genuinely, like I said, Questlove worked his ass off for that documentary. And for those of y'all who haven't seen it, it's actually streaming on Hulu. Really good documentary. He worked his ass off for that. And his moment, like nobody, not one person, I guarantee if you go and look, obviously now that we're talking about it, we're mentioning it, if you would go back and ask people what category Chris Rock was presenting, they wouldn't even know that it was for best documentary. And they also wouldn't know that Questlove won it. Like, it completely overshadowed that. If I was Will Packard, who produced the show, as well as all the incredible Black people, first time in Oscar history that the show was produced solely by a Black production, I would be pissed, because I would say to myself, why the fuck on my night? Why on this night? I get also why Amy Schumer, Regina, and Wanda are upset as well. Again, 2 Black women as well as all women, first time hosting the awards. Like, come on. That was our moment. Fuck you. I understand. So I get they're being upset about that. I'll say this. I also get Will's side of it, because there's history there between Chris and Will and Jada, and all of the jokes and shit that have been kind of flying from Chris towards them. I get it. I will say, out of all the jokes, that one that he's kind of thrown out there, that one wasn't, like, to me, it was tame, I will say. And not only was it tame, but I feel like if he didn't know that she was battling alopecia, which is possible, I don't, like, some people are saying he didn't know. If it's possible, if he didn't know, I mean, you could kind of be like, get it, like, why he would throw that out there. Because, I mean, again, Jada Pinkett has had short hair pretty much the vast majority of her career. So it's like I said, it's viable that he didn't know. He could have just thought she shaved her head to shave her head. And no, he actually looks amazing like that. And for those who were like, I think that's why people probably were like stunned that that's kind of why he got upset about it. Because again, if you've seen G.I. Jane, you saw Demi Moore in the role. Demi Moore looked fucking good as G.I. Jane with her shaved head. So again, I think that's why people were a little like, that was the one? That was the one that you reacted that way on? But at the same time, I will say this, because a lot of people said that, I will say that, and I'm gonna catch flack for this. I know I am, but I will say that for all of y'all who are saying that he did it for in the defense of Jada, I feel like it wasn't given what y'all said it was given. Because to me, it felt less like I'm defending my wife and more like male ego. Because I mean, think about it. For him to react that way to like I said, to that joke, it felt like there was some balled up, I've been the brunt of the joke for 2.5 years. Entanglement this, August that, Tupac would never this. Like all them jokes just added up and added up. And unfortunately, Chris was the one who got slapped in the fucking face. At the end of the day, like I said, I feel like if it really was about defending Jada, that would have been, he could have been in the audience like, keep my wife's name out your mouth. I'm gonna see you after the show. Then after the show, get backstage. Even after he won his award, that could have been the first person he went to see. Like, all right, my man, what's good? Like, why you keep coming? You know what I'm saying? Even if he would have smacked the taste out of his mouth then, or when they both went to the after party, smack the taste out of his and go at it. Then do what y'all do. But I don't know. I just didn't like that it robbed Questlove. I just like Questlove. I just didn't like that it robbed him of his moment. And I also just didn't like that, you know, Will Packer, the production, like I said, it was a beautiful, even the setup, the stages and everything, the design was beautiful. They did their fucking thing. The show format that they put together, having Beyonce's performance open up and Meg out there, like it just felt, you could tell there was touches of Black people in there. And so that just makes me mad that they had to go through that. But at the end of the day, I'm with you. Like, can we stop talking about it? You know, can we, or more than that, I don't even care if we talk about it. I just feel like, can whoever, because I saw Marlon Wayne said that he's friends with both of them. He's known them for a long time. All these people who've known them for a long time, all these comedians, somebody get him in a room. You know what I'm saying? Somebody call him up. Somebody call Chris. Somebody call Will. Let him get in the room. And if they got to, shit. I hate to listen. This is gonna sound toxic, and I know y'all gonna be mad at me. But same way y'all showing Will grace, show me some grace. But shit, if y'all got to, let him catch a fair one. Shit, let him fight. Put him in the room. Let him catch a quick one. You know how dudes do. Sometimes they gotta square up for a minute, and then dap it up. It'll be over. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
They talk it out. I wonder if they really talk it out, or if it's like, we ain't got to be some lingering feelings there. Because I feel like if you hit me, like, I don't know, I got to see you.
But see, that's but hold on though, because that's the thing goes. Because some people were saying, "Oh, it's just a slap." Hold on now. I was like, y'all really, come on now. As Black people, we're gonna talk as Black people right now. There are things as Black people you don't do to me. You don't spit on me. You don't call me no nigga, and you don't fucking open hand slap me like I'm we not gonna do that. Like if he would have punched him, I would have rather him have punched him. That man open hand slapped him like he was a hoe. I'm just saying. You gotta, I'm sorry. Like the interaction that me said, oh, they gotta fight.
Listen, I was like, and it was a post that I saw, it was so fucking funny. On the Kevin Hart coming, was like, bitch, you gonna slap me like this. That's exactly how I would have felt. Like, this motherfucker just, maybe it would have just been over from right there. From there. Like, but are you feeling like, I feel like some of the shit that people doing, like, play where it's like other like singers, rappers, comedians, like, well, if you come on the stage, and it's like, bro, y'all been performing for how long? This does not set no fucking precedence of people coming on the stage, two people having personal fucking beef. Like, chill.
I would say the only people who I think have a ground to kind of stand on is maybe comedians, just because of the simple fact. I will say this: where are we going with comedy? Because at this point, our comedian, we have to really have a real conversation about comedy. Are comedians allowed to be comedians anymore? Because, like I said, we all grew up. Let's be honest. Again, we talking as Black folks. We all grew up shooting the dozens, talking shit. Nothing. Your mamas. Nobody. No shit was off limits. Your mama. You so fat. I mean, we talk about like comedy. I mean, that's what they grew up shooting the dozens, talking shit about each other. You talk shit about each other. You talk shit about somebody. Oh, your girlfriend ugly as fuck, man. I wouldn't hit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that has always happened. And so it's like, and if you're going to have, like with these award shows, if you have, that's the specific reason that we bring in comedians in, is to tell jokes and to liven up the thing. Then sometimes they going to tell a joke that a motherfucker ain't going to like. But are we going to allow it to be, okay, well, I don't like the joke, so I got to go hit a motherfucker? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like that's where we have to we do have to have a conversation around that. Like, in terms of like, are comedians allowed to be comedians? Like, what is comedy going to come to now? Like, what do we want to see from comedy? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like, if we don't want to see, if everything got to be off limits and we don't want to see people talk shit, then maybe the comedians got to find a new job. Maybe we don't need comedians no more. If everything is going to be sensitive, I don't know what the answer is.
I feel like this would set the precedence of what has not already happened, that you're going to have people, like, I've even been to comedy shows where, like, the comedian is making jokes about somebody in the crowd and they like not liking it. And I think what comes along with it as well is knowing when enough is enough. Like, it was, and I call it now, I don't give a fuck. It's not like he gonna listen to it. Eddie Griffin was one of them where, like, I was like, yeah, I'm finna get ready to leave, because the dude obviously was not feeling it. Y'all got into a whole yelling match. The security tried to come to do that, and you still went back to him and started again. So I'm like, we in Memphis, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll out, because I know Memphis.
Oh, she don't know that.
Be like, you might be. I think he was like, he from LA. Be like, that's all fine and well. I know how y'all get down, but I know how Memphis get down. And you thinking the whole time, well, they got metal detectors at the door, and he still got a gun. So I'm gonna go, because, and then when the show over with, you coming out here taking pictures with fans, they'd have been the one back to their car. So I'm gonna leave. So I think, like, I just don't think this situation set like a precedence of like, oh, everybody's gonna be storming the stage now if they tell a joke. I just think it's something that has always kind of happened depending upon the comedian. Like, it just happens.
Yeah. But I definitely, like I said, I think that still for we've seen a lot of instances lately with comedy in just terms of like people telling jokes and getting in trouble with it. Whether we go back to the Dave Chappelle situation, this with Chris Rock, whether we go back to, I mean, we've been seeing too many of these instances now lately where I think it warrants a conversation about comedy. Like, what do y'all want to see from comedy, or what do y'all want to see from comics? Because, like, do they have to at this point? Does it have to be like just, I don't know, bland comedy or smart? I don't know what like I said, I don't know what the answer is, but I just want to know, like, what do people want to see from comedy? Because I mean, if we go to where people could just talk shit, as comics, let them talk shit or whatever, or is it just, they can only do that inside of a comedy club? Or, I mean, if y'all gonna set rules and do it, that's fine. I don't care, but I'm just saying, like, we gotta do something, because at this point I'm sick of every like I said, every other month it seemed like some comic is in trouble for some joke that they told that didn't offended somebody somewhere. And my last takeaway on this, and my last take on this is, one, y'all have to stop, because this shit is what irritates. Y'all got to stop going through and dragging motherfuckers just because they have a difference of opinion from y'all. Like I seen some of y'all, the whole going at Jodie, what is her, not Jodie Foster, the one who's married to Pacey. I can't remember her name. I seen a whole thread of y'all dragging her just because she said she was embarrassed, or she felt embarrassment still, or she did, she had to hide her face during the moment or whatever. I don't know. Like, okay, so what? Like, that didn't warrant y'all to completely, like, y'all completely dragging that woman, talking about, so you married to a white man, you should be embarrassed about that. Like, really? Oh, yeah. Like, damn. So she married to a white man, so what? Like, I don't understand. Like I said, like, y'all in the comments, I saw somebody, Haley Bieber liked Zoe Kravitz's picture. She could have just liked that girl fucking dress. All she did was like the picture. Y'all dragging her, talking about some, well, that's why your husband hates you and he probably beat you. And I'm like, bruh, she didn't even say nothing. She just liked the picture. Like, y'all gotta cut that shit. Y'all gotta stop.
I just feel
go ahead.
The three people that I feel was Schumer, Zoe Kravitz, and Alec Baldwin. They deserve the heat, because I'm like, yeah, they deserved it.
Well, I mean, Alec Baldwin definitely should have just kept his mouth shut. Amy Schumer should have just stayed out of it as well, because again, white folks, sometimes this is between Black people. Sit this one out. Like, let Wanda or Regina handle the talk about it. Amy, sit this one out. Even if you had feelings about it, you could have just sat this one out. With Zoe Kravitz, I'm like, I don't feel like what she said warranted as much dragging as she got. But I mean, she should have expected it was gonna come, because again, I hate to say this, like, it seems like anytime someone who is biracial now, if they say anything that against Black folks, then it's automatically a hellfire at them, because there's a lot of Black people. I'm not one of them, and I don't think you are, Falan, who feel like have issues with biracial people for whatever reason. I don't get it. I don't
have an issue. I just feel like you have to recognize their privilege, but I don't have a.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but I mean, like, you and I are not one of those people who are like, fuck Zendaya because she's biracial, or she ain't like, or who hate Zendaya because she's biracial and she getting acting roles. Well, I mean, she's an actor and she's allowed to act, or and I don't feel like a lot of the roles that she's even said she doesn't really take a lot of roles that are geared towards Black women, because she feels like,
yeah.
So I like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't, but we're not one of those people who just like fuck biracial people. Like, there are some Black people out there who are like fuck biracial people. So you get what I'm saying? And anytime they do anything that they feel like it's they attacking. So nonetheless, y'all gotta cut that shit. Like, everybody don't just because they have a difference of opinion from you, they don't gotta be dragged. Cause poor Haley Bieber, like, I ain't never in my life felt bad for, like, shit. All she did was like the picture, y'all. Shit, y'all talking about, and the girl just had a little brain aneurysm or something, and y'all in there going hard as hell on that girl, and she just clicked the like. Y'all gotta chill, man. Y'all gotta chill. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, that's all I got. Any more thoughts on your end?
Nothing else for me.
All right, so let's go ahead and quickly, because we talked a lot on this one. Let's go ahead and quickly move to the relationship portion of the show.
All righty, I'll go first. My question is, have you ever left a good man?
So I feel like for me, that's an easy answer, and it's no, because what is your definition? You know what I'm saying? Everybody's definition of good is different. So what is good to somebody else obviously ain't good to me. So I would say no, in my opinion, no, because in my eyes, he wasn't a good man. So therefore, he got left. What about yourself?
Nope, because niggas ain't shit. I'm just kidding. But no, like seriously, I have not. All of my exes, I pretty much left them for a reason because they want shit. But yeah, no, never have. I ain't never one of them women that you be seeing on like the blogs like, oh, he do this and this and this and this and this, and I left him because he was blah blah. Nah, never happened. That's a unicorn. No truth.
Agreed. I think that people out there don't realize that sometimes some shit is just once in a blue moon. Like it's not the average, or most people don't experience that. Like you said, it's a unicorn. Like we just don't. It don't happen for all of us like that. Sorry. Most of us, if we stop fucking with somebody, it's because we don't fuck with them. And like you said, they ain't shit. So anywho. All right. So my question this week is, what is your go-to breakup anthem?
I feel like it's a reason. It got to be a reason. Like, well, it depends on the reason. Because I feel like it's like super duper heartbreak. I'm putting on the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack. Like, ooh. It's not like one, like that Aretha Franklin song though. Why does it hurt? Like that's like what I'm waiting on to be like, okay. Everything else is pre-game for the, the big mama where I'm finna cry, like, yeah, it's coming. But like that one, and I feel like if he like cheated with another girl, it's definitely that fucking Destiny. Like I like Album, so that damn Destiny Fulfill album though.
Oh, okay.
Like, listen, that was like my when I broke up with like dudes in college, and like I like them. They put on Destiny Fulfill. Is she the reason? Gonna call like you used to, picking up the phone. Listen, I'm through with love, baby.
Oh Lord.
That's it.
All right, I like those choices. Good choices. All right, so for me, most of the time it's anything Mary, because Mary just hits. But I will say maybe like, because like you said, it does kind of depend on the reason. But just to kind of give a song, I'll say Mary's featuring Kim, I Can Love You Better. And also, I love me some fucking Whitney. So Whitney's Heartbreak Hotel. Bitch. Every time. You said you be here. Listen, don't let a nigga cheat on me because it's over. I'm putting on that Whitney and I'm singing that shit to the highest degree. Every fucking line of Whitney. I'm telling you, I love me some Whitney Houston, y'all. Y'all don't understand. Ooh, when we lost her, baby, we lost a goat.
My girl.
What'd you say?
I was saying Whitney, that's my girl.
Listen, I just still hate. I every time I think about it, I still hate that we lost Whitney, man, because that voice, man, that voice. Woo. I'm telling you, one of the greatest to ever do it. That is all we have for relationships this week. Let's go ahead and quickly jump into new music, books, TV reviews.
So for me, I got through watching Selling Sunset. I am ready for the next season. And my only question is, I wonder if DJ Envy watched this season completely before he got on there and dragged Selling Tampa, because it ain't no but fucking drama. And that's the reason why I want to watch it. The houses are cool. Hey, whatever. But when I tell you the fucking drama on there, when I saw the preview for next time, I'm like, oh shit, there's some stuff gonna pop off. Okay. And it's so crazy. Like I said, with DJ Envy talking about Selling Tampa, that's why I was like, did he watch the first season of Selling Sunset because it was drama? And the previews for next season, it ain't got no preview about what house they gonna sell. It's fucking drama. Plain and simple. So I got through watching it. I also watched on Netflix the one about the fucking Bitcoin dude, his whole wallet disappeared. Anyway, it's the documentary about the Bitcoin. I'm still looking for it. But basically, it's about the dude that quote unquote died. And he took he had like $100 some million in Bitcoin in his wallet, supposedly. Because when it came down to it, it comes out to like a fucking Ponzi scheme. And he was like taking the money that people had bought, like did Bitcoin, and was like basically playing with their fucking money in the stock market. So it wasn't that much. They hadn't, of course, similar to Bernie Madoff. You're not getting that much. They got probably trustees that's trying to, invest it to get some of the fucking money back. But yeah, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
I probably shouldn't have like watched it because I'm already skeptical about Bitcoin, and it just made me really like never would I buy Bitcoin. Yeah, but it was really good.
Okay.
And I also am watching. This is just a fun show, but it's Baking Impossible. It's on Netflix as well, and I like it because it's different than the other baking shows. It has like a technical component to it. So it's a baker and an engineer. And they have like these challenges where you have to make the little creation go through like an obstacle course. It's a real fun show. And like I said, it's a little different because it does have that technical aspect. And they have a black guy on there that's like a judge, and he's like a physicist, and he's the one telling them what happened with their creation, the reason why it didn't do this and this. So it's kind of, I know it probably sounds like nerdy, but it's really good though. I like it.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's all.
All right. So on my end, I finished up Raised by Wolves season 2. Listen, y'all. Again, I fucks with that show. Even though I will say it's super confusing. The ending of it will have you confused. Like most of the time, like it's one of those shows, like it's a slow burn. It has so many questions that like you're like, I don't understand how the fuck they gonna answer all these questions, because it never seems like once you think you know what the answer is gonna be, it's like some completely crazy else happens. But it's a really it's just one of those shows that like fuck with your mind. Again, like I am a big proponent, as you guys know, I love shows that like world build, kind of build their own type of world outside of every fucking thing that goes on. Like I'm a big fantasy world builder because like we have enough shit to go on in the world, so I like to watch these shows that kind of build worlds like that. Raised by Wolves, it's like I said, it's a trippy fucking show, but again, it's one of those shows that I feel like could actually happen. Like it's based upon two sets of people. One is religious, and then the other ones are called the atheists. And they got into a war on Earth, and they had built like these bots and shit to fight the war, and it basically destroyed the Earth. And so now they had to go on like an arc and find another space to live. And all this crazy shit happens in that world. Like I said, really good show, a lot of twists and turns. It's for once it's a show, like I said, that you cannot, I don't know. Even at the season finale, I'm still confused. Like I don't fucking know what's gonna happen in the next season. There's so many unanswered questions. Like I like shit like that because like a lot of shows are predictable as fuck. So I'm just saying, if you're one of those people that you are sick of shows that are predictable, you like stuff that's kind of escapism, but does have some kind of like, you could actually see that shit really like I could honestly see us getting into a war about religion and fucking the earth up. Like I could see it happen. I could believe that. So nonetheless, if you have HBO Max, like I said, check it out. It's one of those shows, and it's short too. A lot of shows now have that short season. So season 1 was like eight episodes. Season 2 is like 8 episodes. So it's short seasons. You'll be able to binge it in maybe like a weekend or something, like, or depending on how you watch shows. If you binge, you can binge it in a weekend or through a week or something like that. It's just one of those, it'll fuck with you. I'm telling y'all, it'll fuck with you. So check it out if you have a chance. I also, on Netflix, I watched Human Resources. If you've ever watched the show Big Mouth, it's basically like Big Mouth is more about the kids and like their hormone monsters. Human Resources is like the second part of that. Like you see there was an episode of Big Mouth where they had a moment where you got to go into Human Resources and you kind of see all the different monsters, like you have the love bugs, the hormone monster, blah, blah, blah. So that's what Human Resources is about. I actually like it better than Big Mouth because I feel like Big Mouth is like, it focused too much on like the teenagers and the hormones and all that. Like I like the different that you get to kind of see the different, like the love bugs, and when they go from love bugs to hate worms. Like it's an interesting show. It's cute. You guys know I like adult animation anyway. So if you like adult animation and you're just looking for something else to watch, like maybe you've watched all of Bob's Burgers or Family Guy or either Rick and Morty, something like that, you want something else to watch and you have Netflix, I suggest checking out Human Resources. It's good. It's good. Like I said, it's good escape TV. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got for new books, TV shows, and reviews. Falan, let's go ahead and jump into your missing.
Alrighty, for this week, have a woman. She is from Memphis. It is a recent missing, so I did want to highlight her this week. She's a 33-year-old woman missing from Memphis, Tennessee. And she was last seen looking to go buy tires for her car. And I want to say it's like Southwest Memphis. And that was on Saturday, March 19th. She had a Buick LaCrosse. She was last seen in a red sweatshirt. She's 33 years old. And her family has not heard from her at all. We have a city watch. I guess that's like, it's not like an Amber Alert. So it's just like, have you seen her? Her name is Crystal Montgomery. And she is 5'9", and I have 230 pounds. Definitely, of course, as always, wishing her and her family the best. Hopefully she is safe. And it's recent, so I definitely want to highlight her. So like, hopefully, it's just, maybe she needs a break.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's just one of those things like that. And it's not, any foul play or anything like that, especially just given the time and the place that we're in right now.
All right. Anything else on your end?
Nothing else for me.
All right, so I am quickly going to jump into my favorite portion of the show, you guys. It is the nerd moment of the week. This week, I am going to talk about a couple of season reviews and things like, not reviews, seasons that are getting ready to come up. So if you guys watch The Boys on not HBO, on Amazon, then The Boys season 3 is returning on June the 3rd. Obviously, if you aren't caught up, go check out season 1, season 2. The Boys is a good fucking show. It's about superheroes. Well, they call them soups versus regular people. And it's like superheroes, but like if they weren't really the good guys. Just go check it out. If you haven't watched it, go check the shit out. It's a good show. It's a little bit dark, which I enjoy. It's just a good show. Go check that shit out before season 3's premiere on June 3rd. I will also like to let you know that if you watch season 2, then you kind of saw that one of the biggest villains of season 2 was the soup Stormfront, and how it ended. She was kind of burnt up by one of the other soups, but she didn't die. We know she didn't die, and the young lady who played her wanted to return, but it has been confirmed that Stormfront won't be returning for the season. So whatever the storyline is around that, it's not going to pick back up off of that. So just be prepared for that. Also, for the wrestling fans out there, if you guys know or don't know, you should know if you're a wrestling fan, WWE's WrestleMania is taking place this Saturday, April 2nd, and on Sunday, April 3rd. I'll probably next week give you just some highlights or some whoever wins or whatever like that, because you guys know I love me some Roman Reigns. I love the bloodline. My girl Trinity, but she's going to be there, as well as my girl Sasha Banks. They'll be going for the title. So I'm excited. Bianca Belair, I love her. Tennessee girl, okay? She's doing her thing. So I'll give you some highlights and let you guys know who wins next week for that. And my final piece of the nerd moment this week. So we were all, if you watch the Umbrella Academy, then you all kind of know that we all were kind of waiting to see how they were going to go with the Vanya character. This week they announced that, like Elliot Page, Vanya will come out as transgender, and she will be introduced, instead of as Vanya, be introduced as he, Victor Hargraves. I saw a lot of people were up in arms about this. They're upset about this because they're like, oh, you guys are changing the comic and blah, blah, blah. First and foremost, we have seen countless gender swaps in comics and things like, or things from books and things like when they're adapted TV. It's not a big deal. If you're smart and you're intelligent, you kind of knew it was coming. Again, once Elliot announced that he had transitioned, I mean, it just made sense. And we're in 2022. It's okay for them to say that Vanya transitioned to become Victor. Come on, you guys. All the powers are going to be the same. It's the exact same person playing. You're just going to call them Victor instead of Vanya. Not a big deal. Get over it. All of you crazies out there who are kind of attacking them. I did not want them to fire Elliot. I'm sorry, let me use the correct pronoun. He has been doing incredible in the role as Vanya. So like I said, I am glad that Elliot continues to be on the show, and I'm looking forward to season 3 of Umbrella Academy because I love Umbrella Academy. Again, it's a really good show on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, go get caught up and get ready for season 3. And that is all I got for the nerd moment of the week. Anything else on your end, Falan DeAnn?
Nothing else for me.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much as usual for listening, for tuning in. We appreciate you guys so much. Again, those numbers, we love to see them. They've been going up, up, up. Hopefully we'll have some other things coming for you guys. Me and Falan have really been working hard and trying to come up with some interesting stuff for you guys. So hopefully we'll be making some announcements in the upcoming weeks of some really exciting things for you guys out there. And as always, again, thank you for tuning in, for listening, and good night.
Good night.